coming to you with the new shirts, the new sweaters. We got the birds added on there because we all be rising together, the birds and the bees. And today I'm coming to you with a video on fatigue. How many people feel extreme fatigue right now? They're tired, they're having a hard time getting out of bed in the morning, they're having a hard time motivated to do anything. And so we're going to be talking about that today and how you can actually use that to go within and turn in within yourself and use it as a catalyst for self-love and motivation. Okay? So fatigue, that is low energy. Why are we feeling low energy? Well, there's a number of reasons that could be. So it's going to involve some self-reflection with yourself, because there's so many of us right now that are feeling this fatigue. And it is an opportunity to reflect within yourself and your environment. So when I was working a lot in the Matrix, the environment was really draining. A lot of big, tall buildings. The environment was cold. Everybody was stressed out. And I was absorbing all of this energy from people. And so I really had to reflect within myself and realize, is this where I want to be? Because when I started reflecting in with myself, which is a form of self-love, I started to realize that this isn't actually where I want to be. And it's not giving me health in return. And so when I self-reflected on that, I realized I have to make a choice. Do I want to stay here? Or do I want to make a choice to go within and find out what my true passion is? What is it that I want to do with my life? Because we have this one, in this body, amazing life. And we have the opportunity to choose what reality we want. And a lot of people don't feel like they have the power or control within them. And we need to get that back, because that's what's actually going to be giving us energy, and it's going to be energy generating once we're aligned with our purpose and what it is that we really feel like we want to do. So I was feeling extreme fatigue, but I used that as an opportunity for self-reflection. I was so tired. I was drinking a lot of coffee. And then that only made me feel even more tired, because it's really just stealing energy from your adrenal glands and is pumping cortisol. So I was always in this state of fight or flight, running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And I really had to analyze my entire life. A lot of times what people go through is a breakdown. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have a breakdown. It's actually what's needed. It's a catalyst for a breakthrough, so you can become your greatest self. So anytime you're going through something that may be a dark, very dark time, it could be you're having dark thoughts, what you're thinking, your emotions might be all over the place, you might not be eating right. And so we look at that from a holistic approach, the whole body. And we look at getting your body back into a state of balance, alignment. So it can be overwhelming for people, because you might have realized you created your entire life and it's not, what you want. But that's okay, because that happened to me. And it's a time where you can start taking steps, even small steps, to creating a life that you want and that you feel good about yourself. So first thing is that I like to look at is the environment that we're in, right? So if we're not in an environment that we want to be, realizing that there is always an exit. And it's about making choices to be in an environment that is beneficial and healthy for you. Okay, so you might have to analyze your life and figure out where is it that I truly want to be, and start taking steps, actionable steps of where you want to be. Now, it's also getting that mindset. Mind is a set, right? So when we first get up in the morning, We want to have that mindset clear, our thoughts in aligned with what we want for ourselves, that vision, because that is also self-love. And we have to be very conscious and aware of that negative voice that may be coming in our head, and not pay any attention to it, right? Because what you believe, your belief system, is what you can manifest. So if we believe that we're not good enough, or that we don't feel worthy, or whatever it is, now we're just going to set our mindset up for that reality of like, I don't deserve this. When we actually have to change our mindset to saying, well, why don't I deserve this? And so you have to really change that mindset to first focusing on gratitude, what it is that is working for you, because now we're changing that mindset to, hey, I have many talents. So again, self-reflect within yourself that you are actually really talented. You might have a really good eye for technology. You might know how to really use technology really well. You might be really good at helping people. So now we're looking at how can we use our talents and abilities to help other people. And when you self-reflect and look at your talents as to what is that you have that's working for you, now you can be of service and provide that to the world. Okay, and we also want to make sure that what we're surrounding ourselves with in nature, making sure that we're getting our body exercise, moving. It's supposed to be moving. So if we're in an office all day sitting, and we're not moving our body, getting oxygen, hearing the birds, that's going to impact our trillions of cells. Now, Dr. Bruce Lipton, amazing mind, he wrote a book on the biology of belief. Just because you might have weak genetics, it doesn't mean that that's the end all be all. In fact, he found that the genes are not fixed, and we can actually change the expression of our genes, our trillions of cells, based on our belief system and also the environment, epigenetics, which means above our genes. So where we're placing ourselves every day, the environment, what we tell ourselves every day, the biology of belief is going to change our cells, our genetics, and our perception of reality. So it really starts in the mind, and the ancients knew about that. They knew that all is mental. And to really find the answers is to go on a reflection inside yourself, the journey within, because that's where all your answers are. And so that is what really helped me to develop self-love and to get out of the doom and gloom, what we're consuming, paying attention to where we're placing our energy and our attention. If we're focusing on the doom and gloom, the news, shut it off. Redirect your energy into learning, into placing your focus into developing your skills, reading a book, something that it is that you're passionate about. So instead of focusing on the doom and gloom news, which is they're always pumping that out, we want to focus our attention on what is it that we want to do, and actually we might have to, take a course. We might have to read some books. We might have to watch a video like this. And so now we're using our time and energy for something that is going to give us health and benefit us to become our greatest self. Also, watching your emotions, right? Your energy is in motion, and whatever you tune into is going to create that emotion. So when we align our thoughts and our emotions with action towards a goal, now we become super powerful, because then we can manifest whatever that we want, right? But it does start in that mind and taking small steps to work towards a life that you want. And so using the darkness that you want to call it, or a breakdown, to catapult yourself into something that is going to give you health and be beneficial for you. We're going into gardening season right now. So what do we have to do? We have to realize that we need soil, the dark, rich soil. But in order for those plants to bloom, we have to give it light, we have to give it sunlight energy, we have to give it proper nutrition, and we have to take care of it, just like we have to do with ourselves. So what thoughts are you planting in your mind? Because that's what's going to grow. What you focus on will grow, right? So look at your mind as a garden. You're going to have to constantly pull out the weeds of what's not serving you, thoughts that aren't serving you, worrying thoughts. This will never work out, blah, 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 blah. All those voices, we have to start pulling those weeds out of our mind, just like we do in the garden. So we're creating a healthy garden within our mind, within our body, what we're feeding our body. Whole foods is important. Trying to reduce stress. You might need to work on your nervous system, start getting into calming, relaxing environments where you've got the birds and the bees and the trees. Have some Epsom salt baths where you can get into that parasympathetic nervous system, rest and relaxation. We start calming our body down. All of our cells can relax. We can start to breathe. And Epsom salt is high in magnesium, so that's really important for relaxing the nerves. So it's really taking a step back, analyzing your life, and giving yourself health, giving yourself these healthy foods, healthy mind, healthy thoughts, and putting yourself in, the best energy possible, because that's what you're going to absorb, since we're all energy. So things I would take away to do today is just maybe write on a journal of what is it that I actually want for myself, what is it that I want to do here, and then writing another list of all of your amazing talents and how can you use that to help humanity. Or maybe you want to take on music, maybe you want to write a song, or maybe you want to go into photography, whatever it is that you want to do. It's just taking steps to work towards that, and you're going to see huge improvements in your life. So it's all about planting those seeds, but also you have to put the energy into the seed for it to grow. So it's constantly nurturing it and providing it with care and nutrients, and that is essentially self-love. And realizing that each one of us is on different paths, so it's not about following the crowd, which is the matrix. It's about following yourself, going within, and again, that's gonna take some time and energy and focus and discipline. So it's just like with food and getting our bodies into shape, it's about consistency, discipline, and focus, and just making the time to put towards that. So you might have to shut off the news, shut off Netflix, and then put your time and energy into something that's going to give you health in return. When you do that, when we all do that, we will all be rising.